Well, good morning from a rainy and rather booky Bucharest. Yeah, it looks a little bit sketchy over here, to be honest, in the old city. But nonetheless, it's my first time in Romania properly. And yeah, I'm excited to be here, but at the same time, we're not actually staying here for long. If you've seen my previous video, you'll know that we're actually en route home to Berlin, but we're doing it taking sleeper trains. So later on today, in a few hours, we're going to be jumping on the next sleeper train from here to Budapest. I'll fill you in on that once we get to Gara du Nord, the station. But yeah, let's go check out some landmarks here in Bucharest, because we got to, man. Well, we've uncovered the Holocaust Memorial here in Bucharest, and interesting to think about the fact that, well, yeah, it was fascist Romania at the time that was actively collaborating with Nazi Germany. Man, oh man, oh man, oh man, check it out, the Palace of the Parliament, one of the heaviest buildings in the world, clocking in at over 4 million tons. And interestingly, the building is pretty much as old as me. I think they started construction in 1984 anyway. It's not completed until, well, in a sense, never. Actually, 70% of the building continues to be empty to this day. But yeah, a colossal project, as you can see, of Nicolae Ceausescu, who actually had an entire neighborhood right here razed to the ground to make room for the building and all of the surrounding space. Wow, fuck cops and fuck snitches. From New York to Bucharest. Oh man, what an absolutely horrific day here in Bucharest. Thank goodness we're back at Gara du Nord, this very sexy station behind me, and we're getting ready to take our train over to Budapest. Here's the thing, the train is going to depart at 2:40 p.m. and it's going to arrive in Budapest at 5 in the morning, which is slightly an ungodly hour. I wish it was maybe arriving a little bit later. There is a 1-hour time difference between Bucharest and Budapest, so if my math is correct, that means the journey is going to be 15 hours and 20 minutes. And, you know, because I have bourgeois tendencies, once again, we have booked into a private sleeping compartment. So anyway, let's see what Romanian Railways has to offer. Well, let's get the hell up out of the rain first things first. Ugh, I'm not sure why I took the decision to walk over here from my hotel. It was a 45-minute walk. I was like, it's just a little drizzle, and now I'm sort of regretting that decision, which is not the first time and certainly won't be the last time that I've made an absolutely idiotic decision. Speaking of which, will 15 hours and 20 minutes on this train, will this be an idiotic decision? Well, I'll tell you this, the station is definitely not nearly as beautiful as the one in Chisinau, but certainly more functional. I mean, literally, there's so many trains that are actually set to depart in the next half an hour or an hour from now. Well, there's our train, the 346 bound for Vienna, and they've just announced it'll be on track 11, so I guess it's go time, baby. And this is what's going to get us aboard this train. I did not fold the QR code, thank goodness for that. 15 hours and 20 minutes, man. Well, this is the platform, but no train to be found, at least not yet. And it looks like our train is actually pulling in now.
Be my guest.
Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
Alright, so let's do a room tour, or a cabin tour anyway. So, again, I'm not sure if you can tell how spacious it is. It's spacious enough. Let me say that much. Got a mirror over here, got a ladder in case anybody else was staying in this room with me. But yeah, there's the bed, which I'm going to be using. Bed linen seems reasonably clean, which is, you know, a good thing, of course. And yeah, if you were, you know, 2 people, then somebody could actually sleep up here. And then check it out. I actually have my own toilet, which I didn't know was going to be the case. Cleaner than the Pretenia, for sure. And even a shower, which, I mean, look, I didn't know I was going to have a toilet, let alone my own shower, so, yeah, I'm sort of lost for words. Do I feel bourgeois? Do I feel as if I belong here? Not exactly, but we're going to make the most of this situation. Alright, I think I finally figured it out. Ah, and then there was light. Well, it's 2:44 and the train is still sitting here at Budapest. It's like when I was growing up, I used to confuse Budapest and Bucharest all the time. Always forgot which was in which country. But no, we're here at Bucharest, Gara de Nord. And yeah, I mean, I guess that begs an interesting question. I'm not sure how on time Romanian trains generally are. Will we get to Budapest a little bit later tomorrow? Actually, I probably wouldn't mind that, because again, the 5 a.m. arrival time is, it's a bit much. Hey, there we are, it's go time! And only 6.5 minutes behind schedule. All good, all good. Alright, Budapest, here we come. Well, let me just say there are some absolutely breathtaking views so far on this journey, and we're only about an hour and a half into it. But anyway, one of the things I was just thinking about is the fact that this train is going to be crossing the border between Romania and Hungary. And I didn't think about this until now, but actually, I think the border crossing is going to be fairly late at night. Because on the map, it looks like about 2/3 of our journey is going to be within Romania, and the latter, perhaps third, in Hungary. Now, this does cause a little bit, or might cause a little bit of an issue in terms of trying to get a good night's sleep, because actually there would be passport control between the two countries. Now, the thing is, both countries are within the European Union, but Romania is not part of the Schengen zone. Schengen basically is the area where you have, passport-free travel, where you can just, go through borders. The borders are effectively open. So it'll be really interesting to see what time they get on and how long that whole process takes, but yeah, it might be a little bit more rundown in Budapest tomorrow than I even anticipated. So it's 3 o'clock in the morning. We've been sat here on the Romanian side of the border for about 40 minutes. They came on about maybe 25 minutes ago and they checked passports. Very quick and easy process. Asked me to open the bathroom door, I guess, just to see if there was anybody or anything in there. And that was it. But we still have the Hungarian side to contend with. And yeah, with the hour time difference, it means it's already 2 o'clock in the morning. Over on that side, I can't imagine I'm going to be getting very much sleep before getting into Budapest. Well, I've officially been given the all clear at 2:32 a.m. that I'm allowed to go back to sleep. Passed through on the Hungarian side, and yeah, we're still basically stuck here, but I'm not really sure if we're going to be arriving into Budapest on time or not, but anyway, all good. Maybe I can manage to get 2 hours of sleep at the most. I don't know why they call this a sleeper train, to be honest with you. I mean, it's been very, very comfortable, but the fact that you get jolted awake so early is... oof. Yeah, I wouldn't do this particular route again, I don't think. Well, top of the morning and welcome to Budapest Calatori station with a delay of about an hour, which means it's almost 6 a.m., which I suppose is better than arriving at 5. Nonetheless, I am still absolutely destroyed. Don't get it twisted. Anyway, Budapest, what do you have in store for me? Look, we have a little bit of time here today, probably around half a day in total before we jump on the last sleeper train from actually another station. So, hey, first things first, caffeine. Well, no matter how anti-communist Viktor Orban and the current Hungarian authorities may be, the hammer and sickle is still very much on display here in Budapest, celebrating, marking, remembering the Soviet Red Army heroes who liberated Hungary in 1945. And that's exactly the word to use, liberated, despite what Orban and others may want to put forward in their falsification of history. Well, on the other side of the park from the Soviet Memorial, we actually have, and I promise I didn't plan this, but I was just talking about the falsification of history undertaken by Viktor Orban, and actually what we're looking at here, it uses exactly that language. This says civilians protest against monument falsifying history, and apparently this monument, which was unveiled in 2014, initially at least commemorated, celebrated, glorified Germany's occupation on the 19th of March of 1944. So again, I mean, look, anti-communism often goes hand in hand with endorsement of fascism. Well, making my way towards the station here in Budapest, and what a long 3 days it's been since we left Chisinau. Man, I thought this would be a good idea. 3 sleeper trains over the course of 4 nights, making it back from Moldova to Germany. And I think in hindsight, it'll be quite the, story and adventure, and hopefully this video is going to be super interesting for all of you out there. But I am fucking exhausted. This is rough. I don't know what possessed me to actually embark upon this journey. And actually the thing is, well, I sort of cheated, because we could have undertaken this journey in 2.5 days, but I decided to give myself a buffer day or night in Bucharest. And thank goodness, because I was just so exhausted after that trip from Chisinau, and so exhausted this morning after that trip from, where were we? Bucharest? Yeah. Oh man, yeah, definitely takes a toll on the body as well. So anyway, one last train to take. That's going to be the sleeper. It's going to be 12 hours and 45 minutes on Hungarian Railways between here and Berlin Hauptbahnhof. Can't wait to be home. Alright, the thing is, I'm so exhausted. I was going to do a lot more in Budapest, but I literally cannot walk anymore. So I've grabbed my bag and I've actually come to the station about 3 hours early. Our train is not departing until 7:30, and right now it's only 4:26. Well, this station is actually a bit surprising. Remember Bucharest? How many restaurants and everything there were in there? Even Chisinau actually had a little, snack joint, counter, whatever you want to call it. Surprising because, of course, there were basically no departures from there except for our train. But here in Budapest, there's literally nothing inside. And I was trying to find the toilets. They said there were toilets back here, but it turns out that was just propaganda. There we go. 1930 Berlin Hauptbahnhof. Let's go. Alright, so this is supposed to be our train. It's still about 50 minutes until departure time, so let's see if we can actually get up on here. But nonetheless, we are looking for wagon 261. I'm just gonna say, they make you walk to the end of the earth if you're in a single sleeper. God damn. Thank you so much. Oh, well, I have to say, first impressions, not bad. I mean, a little bit similar, I guess, to the one yesterday, but more space over here on this side, much bigger mirror. I mean, there's no toilet on here, but I mean, come on, man. And here you have, looks like an extra dry wine. Got a little cake over here on this side, some apple juice, some nuts, some maybe still water, I would imagine. And then over here, look, check it out. Breakfast? Oh, you're gonna spoil me, man. What do we have for breakfast? But yeah, man, 12 hours and 41 minutes to go. Oh man, good morning. I have to say, I have slept like a baby aboard this train. No border crossing point. Incredible. Well, check it out, about an hour from Berlin, at least theoretically. We'll see if we arrive on time. And breakfast has just arrived, and that smell of coffee, it's exactly what I needed. Anyway, check it out. Let me flip this around and show you exactly what we are working with this morning. So we got ourselves 2 rolls. Ooh, nice and hot too. Got ourselves a little pack of meat, some cheese. Got a little bit of, what is this, honey over here. Or is this, no, what is this? Not really sure what that is, actually. A little muesli bar, and of course, that espresso. All right, much, much needed. Thank you very much. Oh man, it feels good to be home. Well, not quite home, but Berlin, here we are. After 3.5 long days from Chisinau. Well, I have to say, this was definitely the smoothest of the journeys, this last train from Budapest. And yeah, I would definitely do it again. I know I was complaining yesterday about how exhausted I was, but this is the first time I've actually woken up in the morning feeling quite rested.